Welcome to my channel to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again, great to have you here. Bitcoin is currently trading at 111,750 US dollar and it's very volatile right now. In this video we are going to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP and Solana. This time not good news. So we have said about Bitcoin that we got our breakout, everything looks good, 114,813 US dollar. Also, they held for quite a time. The only issue was we didn't break the 117,000 to the upside on the daily time frame. So if we zoom in, we didn't got even one candle close over it. So basically, it wasn't that bullish. We expected the pullback, and the maximum where we should sell off to fill the fair value gap was the 112,680 US dollar. So basically, what happened is actually when Jerome Powell spoke, when everyone was bullish, we got this price movement. I personally, I sold my positions, like I didn't had a Bitcoin long position, I had mine for all the other altcoins, but I sold my position here with the second green candle. Why do I do that? Because those kind of price movements, they are not sustainable. Means over the time, there are so many long positions which will get liquidated. Yeah, and today is also Sunday. Sunday is also a day where the price can move without having much volume. So basically, here some small manipulations can happen, and those manipulations can happen to liquidate the long sellers from the previous week, from Friday, and then a domino effect is going to happen. And then you see within, like, I think it was within 4 minutes, 5 minutes, like a drop of, I think, 4%. How much is it? 3.5%. In my opinion, Bitcoin looks stable to me now. We had our box, which I thought was unrealistic to get again. This was the area 110,300 US dollar to 110,750 US dollar. We just wicked into that and bounced immediately. So I can take this circle here out of the chart. Actually, I wasn't thinking that we are going to sell off there. But since it went so fast and since we got all the liquidity, like all the stop losses, which were here, everything out of the market. Bitcoin is the only coin which looks to me that with a higher chance we are not going to get a lower low than this one. The altcoins don't give me that sign. So I also want to show you something else. We had here our falling wedge, which broke to the upside. Target was here 118,000, but for sure 117,000 we had to break to the upside. Now I can steal this trend line, put it like this, and I want to take this one. It's a bit better angle. So basically, what did we build up? Another falling wedge, quite bigger one. So as long as we hold the purple box, and here is the price mark of 110,333, very important. Yes, we can still wick lower than that. So if we see something like, let's just assume here is the 110,300 US dollar. So if we get something like this, short-termed, and then get bought up very fast, then this is not a big problem. But once we lose the $110,300 sustainable to the downside, and what does sustainable mean? We have talked about $114,800, for example, this support. So we went short-term, lower than that, still got a bounce. But here, over a longer time period, we sold off. Then we got a bounce, retesting the 114,815 US dollar, and afterwards a follow through. Okay, I don't want to say that this price movement here was already on the chart. Yes, we got a breakout and retest, but this is completely unexpected. What was also unexpected and not wanted was this push here. This push which we got today destroyed my chart, in my opinion. I wanted to see a bull flag, and I saw one. Yeah, could have done it better, like this. So we had here a bull flag. That's what I wanted to see to be bullish. And afterwards, another drop into the lower part of that bull flag, and afterwards the breakout. With this, which we got here, this bull, we haven't developed that bull flag. So I have also told you that this is just speculation, but the chart which we had yesterday was very good for that. The chart which we got today didn't do what we wanted. So for Ethereum is the most bullish coin, so I don't want to be that bearish. I can still imagine 4,555 US dollars going to be realistic for Ethereum. Afterwards, $4,458 is going to be the next support. And I actually doubt that we are going to sell off more, but just to keep you that in mind, the price mark of 4,317 US dollar. There is the end of the fair value gap. And you can already see it from Bitcoin. The fair value gap which Bitcoin had was this area right here. So it was actually that big. And we wicked lower than that. And you can see it now. Now we have a wick like this. So if I see Bitcoin going to be stable over the time, maybe getting a bit more lower to load up, and then a short squeeze might happen. And that's what I think. If we are not going to get bought up now, then I think a short squeeze is going to happen afterwards. And then we see the same which we got here to the long side. And with Ethereum, I think is going to happen the same. I'm currently in no positions. I've told you that I already closed my long positions. I have communicated this with you on my community posts on Friday. And I was saying, over the weekend, I'm not going to touch the coins. I just want to see chart patterns developing. Here's no chart pattern developed. Just the huge fair value gap which we have down below. The same goes for XRP. Look, I even had this bull flag on the chart. With this price movement, it got invalidated. We always want to see 2 touch points on the downside and 2 touch points on the upper side. If we get more touch points, better. But with 1 touch point, it is not valid. I can also take this one out of the chart. And yes, we can look for lower prices. I can't tell you where. We just have to wait. And I can just tell you that the fair value gap reaches prices down to $2.86. So somewhere in that area, we should turn. I don't see any kind of support, in my opinion. Nothing. Maybe here is a good one. For that, we have to go into the higher time frame. But it also has just 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points, and they were very close to each other. Yeah, we can still use it. I think it can help. But with fair value gaps like this, I'm actually not trusting any kind of support, because you have seen it how fast we can sell off. And yes, XRP can just do the next one to wipe off the long positions which got built up in that area, and then we are somewhere and bounce somewhere. Yeah, who knows where the dip is going to end. Someone big is going to buy it, and then the price goes up, and who knows, maybe the dip is now done because the market is bullish, and the people with money who controls the market are going to buy that dip. Who knows? That's why waiting, having more patience is not going to be the worst decision. Similar for Solana. So basically this movement here looks impulsive. This one here too. But what we got here looks then corrective. So I can also imagine that over the time we should sell off. The signs are there. We didn't build up the bull flags, which I wanted to have, like a good bullish consolidation. This doesn't look to me like a bullish consolidation. So basically also here, $189.80 is going to be interesting. There is a good support. And $186, there is also support. I will also give you here the price mark of the maximum target of that fair value gap, $181.41. So basically, I don't want to say that we are going to fill the fair value gaps 100%, but for Bitcoin, it happened. Here was the fair value gap, closed 100% and even wicked far lower than that. And now we have to see. For the altcoins, we didn't fill much of the fair value gaps yet. And I hope it's not going to be, because I know most of you are in long positions or hodl the coins. So we always want higher prices for you all. But in the end of the day, this is normal. After a price movement to the upside like we got on Friday, it's going to get it's going to get corrected sooner or later. So with that said, we see each other in the Sui, Avalanche, HBAR and Dogecoin update, but there I can't tell you anything more. It's about the fair value gaps and the support, and yeah, that's it.